Historians speculate, and I know this is a slippery slope for historians. For example, Nazi Germany, part and parcel of what Nazi Germany was all about was the anti-Semitism and the genocide. On the other hand, historians speculate that had Hitler not pursued that policy, he would have been more successful in World War II. That he took resources away. Had Luther not had this session or attitude towards the Jewish people, would the Reformation have taken a different turn?
It's not easy to say because yeah, Jewish people in modern early modern Europe were a quite small minority, and I think they did not really have much influence. They had been in some parts in 17th or 18th century, they get a certain influence, as we all know, but on the whole, they were a marginalized group of people. And I think there are two constellations in Reformation Germany where we see that there was, so to say, an intellectual interaction between rabbis and Reformation scholars. For instance, in Worms, there were some guys who tried to interpret the prophets and who recurred on, so to say, the knowledge of rabbis who helped them to interpret. So the first German interpretation of the prophets we have in Reformation Germany was the consequence of cooperation between Jewish rabbis and Reformation scholars. So this is an interesting constellation, so that I would guess if there would have been intellectual exchange, very many things could have been gone clearer, and Luther was not interested in rabbinic studies at all. And I think he wasn't really able. He was good in biblical Hebrew, but he was not able to read Hebrew texts apart of this, even Hebrew manuscript and so on. So he was in a certain sense ignorant, and everything dealing with Judaism, which was not the Old Testament, was out of his interest. So there could have been, of course, a much broader, I think, intellectual development if there would have been an exchange, because Jewish tradition is always deeply literal, multilingual tradition, which would have been of very great impact for the intellectual development of Reformation.